Welcome to day 8 of 30 days of blissful yoga for easy weight loss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're in our second week. Can you believe it already? So it's Marvelous Monday today. Let's make Monday magical by starting a marvelous class. Something that's going to ease you into the day, ease you into the week. You know, I used to teach in university and college for many years, over 25, can you believe it? Time flies, you're having fun. And my students would come in on a Monday and they'd be all miserable. And I'd say to them, you know, what is it? And they'd say, oh, it's Monday. I'd say, yeah, but in a week, how many Mondays are there? And they'd say 1. I'd say, okay, how many weeks in a year? 52. So I said, that's 52 days in a year where you start being miserable just because it's Monday. And then how many years are you going to live? You don't know. So do you want to have one day, 52 days of every year of however many years you're going to live being, it's Monday. So let's make Monday Marvelous Monday and let's get started. Namaste. Okay, so we'll start off first of all just bringing our palms onto our knees and closing the eyes. And inhale as you bring the shoulders forward, up and back. And then pulling in the lower belly, that helps to lengthen through the neck. It's like a switch there. We pull in the lower belly and the neck lengthens. So really bring the shoulders down, broadening through the collarbones from the center out. And you may just gently sway from side to side just because it feels nice. Just gently swaying side to side. Maybe just turning the shoulders front to back. And maybe another little rotation through the shoulders. Let's bring our palms to the center of the chest. And we're going to chant the sound Ma. So Ma is the mother principle. So Monday is also Moon Day. And remember, we're in the full moon in Sagittarius at the moment. So that's all about expansion. So let's decide to expand ourselves, expand our lives. Palms together. And just from your heart, expanding, imagine a rose in the center of your heart. It's expanding, the energy is broadening throughout the whole body, this pink love rose, red rose of passion and life and vitality. Feel that energy going throughout the whole body and sinking onto your sit bones. You may be sitting on a cushion or I'm sitting on a block. Whatever's comfortable for you, pulling in that lower belly, lengthening through the neck. So expanding our consciousness with the Sagittarius expansion of the full moon. So let's inhale to say Ma, the mother principle on Monday. Inhaling. Ma. Bring the chin to the chest, just feeling the vibration through the whole body, feeling how you are supported and nurtured in whatever your endeavor. So remember, we don't have to do really hardcore stuff in yoga to create change, because we're aligning the mind with the body. And as we create that intention, that with every movement, and that with every breath, I expand myself, my awareness, and my body becomes that which I wish it to be. So envision that body and place that body within yourself. And know deep within your heart, there's all within your realization. Simply by believing, and every time you start having some negative voice to yourself, just pulling it back and repeating that sound Ma, the mothering principle, nurturing us through this journey. Rubbing the hands together. Cupping the palms over the eyes. Very gently opening the eyes inside the palms and very gently opening the palms. And welcome to Marvelous Monday. Okay, so let's just start first of all, just bring your right hand onto your right knee. And it might be nice if you have a block And if you don't have a block, then, you know, something that you can place your hand on, so a book is just fine. And just bring your right hand to the right knee and pressing through that block. Now keep rotating that right shoulder down and away as I pull the belly in and pressing through that block at the back and pulling with the arm and turning the body, the head, all the way to the left. Getting a nice long stretch through the side of the neck. And then turning the head to look to the front and turning the neck the other way and tipping the head toward the right shoulder. Relax, release the face. Something that we can do all day is become conscious of when we start to bring tension into our faces. So just relaxing, releasing the face, bring the head back up. Both hands to the center and just very gently swinging the left hand to the right knee. And this time I'm pressing my right hand against the block. So I like to have the block like in the heel, in the corner, start again, in the palm of the hand, the corner of the block in the palm of the hand. Gives me a little more purchase. And then as I keep bringing my left shoulder behind me, and I'm turning my body toward the right, so keeping the vertebrae stacked one on top of the other, opening the shoulders away from each other, pulling in that lower belly up, extending the neck, turning the head all the way that it will. Noticing if one side is different to the other. Turning the head in the opposite direction this time towards the left shoulder. So our right side represents at the masculine principle and the left side the feminine principle. So we're looking today at nurturing, which is considered more the feminine principle. So just observe, is your right side more tight than your left? So it all depends on, so if you need to nurture yourself more, you may feel that. And tip the head toward the left shoulder. Stretching through that right side of the neck. Ah, wonderful. Great. Coming back to the center. Now let's cross the legs the other way. So this is the way that maybe feels a little unnatural. And if you like, you can try bringing the knees closer together and the ankles underneath the knees. Now let's stretch the arms out, palms down, and we'll just flap those arms up and down. So keeping the shoulders down, pulling in the lower belly. Let's just get a little bit of movement through those arms. So really stretching the arms out. Arms are really straight. So from one fingertip to another. And then turning those palms upward and just going forward and backward with the arms. So I love doing these. When I go for a walk, I will do these when I'm walking along. Obviously, if other people turn up, then I'm like, whoop, bring those arms back in. But let's keep them out for now because there's nobody walking past at this moment. All right, and let's just inhale, arms up at the V, and bring the shoulders down and away. So really stretching through those fingertips and feeling the shoulder blades coming against the back, against the ribs. Really stretching through those fingertips all the way up, chin in. Excellent. And now let's grab the side of the head with the left hand and just fingers around the ear. Inhale and very gently exhaling, bringing that head toward the left shoulder. So getting a nice stretch through the right side of the neck here. Just bringing that head toward the shoulder. Sounds like we've got sounds like a courage on the bird. Stretching the arms out again. And then bending the head over and to the other side. So the Currajong looks a bit like the magpie, but it's a bigger bird. It's actually a really big black and white bird. Beautiful song. Okay, very lucky. I was initially going to use music here, but the sound of nature is just so spectacular. There it is again, did you hear it? Okay, and that other bird is like a sort of a greenish colour, greeny grey. Okay, and let's bring the thumbs pointing down And then swing your arms up behind you and grab your elbows tips. So just stay there. I'll just turn around and show you. So I'm grabbing my elbow tips like this. Okay, so grabbing my elbow tips. And then we'll just inhale, lifting up the chest. And then you may like to just remove the block, actually, would be a nice idea. Oops. Removing those blocks, and then exhale, bring your chest forward. So still holding the elbows, just bring the chest forward and try and keep your buttocks on the mat, pulling in the belly still, and having the neck as an extension of your spine. I'm just lifting my head up when I speak, but have your neck as an extension of the spine, just bringing the body forward. So stretching forward, looking forward, and just go as far as you can today. Now, for some of you, it's nice to have that pressure onto the forehead, so you can get the block to whatever height so that you can support the third eye on this block. So you just change the height according to your need, or straight to the floor. Try lifting the elbows and bringing the shoulder blades together. And let's come all the way up. And I'm going to change the legs this time. So I've just got one leg in front of the other. And let's stretch the arms out, thumbs down. And this time cross the arms the opposite way. So if behind you your arms are this way, now you cross it the other way. So just crossing it the opposite way, the way that feels kind of unnatural, because we tend to go the way that we're most comfortable with, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, bringing the chest forward, still having the grip of the elbows. Now if you can't hold the elbows, just hold the wrists. It's all about whatever you can do today, and one day is different to another. Then bringing the forehead to the floor or the block, and lifting the arms up. Beautiful. And let's bring our way up again. Excellent. Now let's bring our feet together. So just do a little bit of stretching through the hips here. So putting your thumbs where underneath the ball of the foot here. So this is the end of the kidney meridian, and we'll just pull our buttock flesh away. And so just keep pulsing with your thumbs as you wiggling the knees up and down. So the kidneys, so where we hold our fear when we're getting concerned about things that haven't actually happened, because they say fear is an acronym, false evidence appearing real. So fear is usually something hasn't even happened, but we're imagining it so much it causes a reaction through the body, and this affects the kidney function. So by pressing the end of the kidney meridian, this actually helps to release this kind of response that we may be having. So let's release fear. And also our hips is where we store a lot of emotions that are not processed. So let's just release through the hips as well and allow the processing. Now let's lift and roll the shoulders back and really bring those collarbones from the center sternum all the way back. Trying, good. That's it, you've got it, well done. Excellent. Now let's bring the hands underneath the thighs at the back and pressing through the heels of the hands and pressing through the feet as well, but pressing through the heels of the hands, bring the shoulders forward and curve the body so your head coming toward the feet, but we're not trying to get there. And then inhale and really lifting the chest and pressing the arms straight, pressing through the heels of the hands as you broaden across the collarbones. That's it. And let's just wiggle those knees again a little bit more. Beautiful. Now try this one. So you bring your right knee so it's pointing straight ahead of you, and then grab the left leg and try and bring that foot into the crook of the elbow and the knee into the crook of the other elbow. So this is called rocking the baby. So this is really wonderful for hip opening. So if you're getting like pains in the knees, or you're finding that some of the yoga exercises you're not quite being able to get, it's usually because of this tightness in the hips. So again, we tend to store a lot of our emotions in the hip area. So we're just releasing through the hips here. So try to keep your back as straight as it can. And again, if you're having, so it takes time to get the foot right up to the chest, the leg up to the chest, and that all depends on how open you are. And at first you might be sort of bending forward and things like that, and that's fine. But just keep envisioning yourself over time getting a straighter back. So you imagine, we do a lot of this in yoga, where we visualize ourselves where we want ourselves to be, and then with time it becomes that way. Beautiful. And let's just bring that foot on the outside of the right thigh, and bring the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh, and let's just put that block behind us again, and pressing through the elbow and really turning the body. So really getting a much stronger stretch this time now we're more warmed up. So bring that right shoulder back and turning all the way around. So look over your left shoulder. Breathing out. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. And turn a little more. Beautiful. And let's come back to the front. Now this time, let's do something tricky. Bring both fingertips over to the right, press up onto both feet, and we will turn around to the other way. Okay, so we've got our left knee forward, and the right foot, we're going to now bring that right foot on the inside of the left elbow, and the right knee on the inside of the right elbow. Okay, so left elbow foot, right elbow knee. And we're just going to try and, so my right hip's a bit tighter, so I have a tendency to curve forward a little on this one. So I just keep, as I'm doing this, I envision myself being able to get straighter, my spine straighter, and my leg coming closer to my chest. And then just feeling here, I'll stop talking, yes it's possible, and just observe any emotions that come up and let them go. Remember, our body is like a holographic universe. Every cell contains the information of everything that happens to us. So it's no surprise that our body gets tightness in certain areas, and on one side more than the other. So the right is the male principle, so about more logic and anything to do with males in your life, or the father figure. Okay, just a little bit more here, keeping that neck nice and straight. Okay, let's bring that right foot on the outside of the left thigh. I'm going to bring that block behind me again, just so I can press down on it. And I'll inhale the left arm up, and then bend the elbow to the outside of the right knee, and really turning the body by pressing the hand at the back. Bring the shoulders away from each other. Inhale and exhale. Breathing out. Inhale. Inhale. And let's just move that block over to the right side. And I'll get you just to come up onto your knees, and then bring the right foot out to the right side at a right angle, and make sure that your knee is directly below your hip. So your ankle is under your knee, knee below the hip. And stretching both arms out, thumbs pointing down, and bringing that left arm behind you and grabbing the top of the right thigh. If you can't grab the thigh, then just grab some clothing somewhere. I use my right hand to help guide and grab that thigh. And then I'm going to press, have palms up, palm up, pressing onto the leg, and really using that hand behind you to keep your front body in a plane. So you're not twisting forward or backward, just to keep that nice plane going directly to the side. And then bring that block just to the inside of the right foot and pressing down on that block. Now bring that left hand to your hip and then stretching the arm over the head and bring the pinky finger toward the face, thumb toward the sky, and really rotating that shoulder back and then turning your head to look past your tricep. Keep bringing your right shoulder away. So you should be getting a nice stretch through the thigh, and you're also getting a stretch all the way from your hip to your fingertips. Beautiful work. Excellent. And let's bring ourselves back up and returning the knees. This is called Parigrasana, which means the gate pose. So we're opening the gate. So moving the block to the other side now and bending up the foot. So again, the ankle is directly under the knee, and the right leg, you've got the thigh directly above the knee. And let's bring both arms out, palms facing down, really rolling your shoulders down, stretching out as far as you can, and then bringing that right hand and using your left to help to grab the top of the thigh. So this one's a little different for me. I'm grabbing the hip instead. And then opening up through that left palm as we bring that right shoulder back. So by grabbing the thigh, we can really help to get that plane of reference so that we're not twisting our body forwards or backwards and losing the integrity through the hips. So we'll be doing some more work with this tomorrow when we're standing. So today I want you to get that feeling of opening through the collarbones. And let's then stretch that arm over the head. Bring the pinky fingers toward the face, really stretching through that arm, turning the head to look past the tricep. Keep bringing that left shoulder back. Okay, beautiful. And bring the arm back down and coming onto your knees. So this time I want you to curl the toes up underneath you, underneath the feet, and try and sit back onto your heels and really pulling in the belly. So you've got the toes curled up underneath you. I'll turn sideways. So you're getting that stretch through the big toe. So in reflexology, this actually relates to the neck. And the big toe joint also has a direct bearing with our liver. So let's stretch both arms out at the sides, and I'll just turn to face you again. Okay, both arms out to the sides, palms facing up this time. Bring the thumbs behind you, and as you exhale, left arm in front and pressing the palms together, bringing the hips towards the knees, neck is long, pressing the hands away and lifting up through the elbows. Beautiful. Peaceful face here. And you can keep reciting the mantra Ma, or if you have your own intention that you've brought to the practice today. Stretching the arms out. Inhale, and the opposite arm. That's it. Lifting up the elbows, pressing the hands away, pulling in that belly, bringing the hip bones toward the buttock bones toward the, they call it sit bones, so again, toward the knees, lifting the elbows, palms pressing and coming away from the face. So you're really opening through the upper back, really squeezing the arms. That's it, stretching them all the way out, palms fluttering down. And let's just come forward onto our fists and bring our knees behind us. I'm just showing you sideways. So we're now on our fists, and we'll just turn the palms out to the sides and just gently rocking side to side. So getting a little bit of a gentle stretch here through the wrists. Just a little rocking side to side. And then turning the fingertips toward you and rocking forward and back. Because when we do a lot of some yoga postures, you know, when you do a lot of downward dog, we can get a bit sore through the wrists. So we're just doing a little work through the wrists here. Beautiful. And let's just come back to seated. So I like to sit on the block, so sit on whatever you like. So sitting comfortably. Great. And let's just rotate through those wrists. Keeping the elbows heavy. Loving our bodies at every moment. Rotating the other way. And let's bring the palms together at the chest, and we're going to once again do the sound Ma. So the mothering principle as we nurture and support ourselves towards the body of our dreams. So let's inhale. Now traditionally the sound for Monday is meh, just like air with an M at the front. So let's do that. Inhale. And then we'll finish with Om and just stay silent for a minute. Inhale. Very gently just bring your chin towards your chest, palms onto the knees. Just inhaling as you lift your chin up and exhaling as you bring the chin down. Coming back to the center, tip the head toward the left shoulder and then toward the right. Palms to chest, remembering your intention. Love, mother, and nurture yourself. And have a wonderful, have a marvelous Monday. Namaste.